Dragon Ball, Beyond Stronger. Chapter 1. Artificial Scion. On an unknown planet in the universe, a group of scientists are studying something. The 737th experiment has begun. Considering the failure of the previous 731st experiment, this time we must succeed. The code name of the experiment is Odmote. Yes. After a period of time, the research made a breakthrough. Doctor, my vital signs are normal. I would like to request the implantation of an intelligent learning chip. Aloud. After the chip is implanted. Oh no, doctor, the subject's vital signs are unstable. What? Check what went wrong. Oh no. The subject's vital signs have disappeared. He is dead. After hearing this, the doctor slammed his fist on the table. Damn it, this is the last chance, all my efforts have been wasted. Doctor. Doctor. Look, the subject's vital signs have recovered. We succeeded. After hearing this, the doctor looked up into the experimental chamber and saw a test subject with a tail slowly opening his eyes. Ha 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 ha. We finally succeeded. Our plan to create artificial scions succeeded. Soon we will be able to organize an army of scions that only obey us, and then rule the entire universe. Ha 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 ha. Inside the experimental cabin, the man slowly opened his eyes. Didn't I die in a car accident? Where is this place? Suddenly, the man felt a strong sense of killing surging in his heart. He fought hard, but was finally defeated and fainted. Install the brainwave control device immediately, otherwise something terrible will happen. Everyone immediately began to install the brainwave control device, but something unexpected happened halfway through the installation. The glass of the experimental cabin began to crack and then exploded, and the experimental subject went berserk. After a while, the man slowly opened his eyes and saw that there was extensive damage where he was. The man was stunned by the sight, and then began to try hard to recall, only to find that he had lost most of his memory, and he even forgot his own name. Suddenly, a memory that did not belong to him flooded into his brain. Artificial scions, Odmote, Son Goku, Kakarot, Frieza, Planet Vegeta, several people, Dragon Balls, what on earth are these? The man felt like his brain was about to explode. After a while, the man reviewed the memories he had acquired. Some surviving Psifal people extracted the DNA of Super Saiyan Son Goku and began to experiment with artificial scions, but something went wrong with the experiment and caused the experimental subject to go berserk, and they were all destroyed in the end. That experimental subject was themselves. I see. I roughly understand. Although I have lost most of my memories, the most important memories are not completely lost. At least I understand that this is the world of Dragon Ball. I just don't know whether it is the Android arc or the Majin Buu arc. In that case, I'll look for a spaceship or something, and find a set of clothes at the same time. The man came to a laboratory based on the memory implanted in the chip, but the laboratory was destroyed. Looking at the dilapidated laboratory in front of him, the man sighed, this rampage is too terrible. Fortunately, I can feel that the previous rampage was caused by the remnants of the original consciousness of this body, but now it has been completely cleared. Otherwise, I really have no way. Let's quickly see if there is anything useful in it. The man walked in and looked everywhere, but he couldn't find anything useful. Suddenly, the man discovered that there was a large space under a collapsed building, so he immediately ran over and moved away the rubble covering it. As a result, he found 3 round space capsules and 3 combat suits underneath, so the man immediately jumped down. Aren't these the combat uniforms and space capsules of Frieza's army? I remember that they seemed to have snatched them from the lone Frieza army for research. I didn't expect them to be here. God must be helping me. Although the man was a little confused, he didn't care about it and put on the combat uniform directly and then entered the space capsule. After entering the space capsule, the man thought of something. Oh, right, I have to have a resounding name to travel the world. I forgot my previous name, so I'll choose a new one. I got it. Since I was reborn because of the Odmote project of the Zivil people, I will now be called Odmote. Since then, the Scion Odmote was born. Chapter 2. Odmote boarded the space capsule, set the destination as Earth and set off. After traveling in the universe for about 2 months, he finally arrived at Earth. At this time on Earth, 7 years have passed since Son Gohan defeated Cell, and Son Gohan has gradually neglected martial arts. Now, he will take the entrance examination for Orange Star High School in 2 months, so he is currently reviewing the examination content at home. Brother, I'm going to the river to catch fish. Do you want to come with me? At this time, a childish voice came. Goten, you go first. I'll come after I finish this question. Son Gohan said to Son Goten. Okay, then hurry up. After saying that, he left the house. After Son Gohan finished the questions, he immediately came to the river. Suddenly, Son Gohan felt a strong and familiar aura, and then looked up at the sky in shock. This aura, Dad? No, it's very similar, but a little different. Who is it? At this moment, Odmote's space capsule happened to land near where Son Gohan was catching fish. After Odmote came out of the space capsule, he looked around and said, Have we arrived on Earth? I don't know what time it is now. I have to find someone to ask. After that, he flew up and prepared to leave. After sensing Odmote's aura, Son Gohan gave instructions to Son Goten and ran towards where Odmote landed. Sack. At this time, Odmote was about to leave when someone suddenly called him. He turned around and saw that it was Son Gohan who came. Who are you? Because of his amnesia, Odmote couldn't recognize Son Gohan, but he felt that he looked a little familiar. Son Gohan was shocked to see that Odmote had a tail. You are a Scion. You know Scions? Then you must know Son Goku. What do you want from Son Goku? Nothing else, I just want to see my nominal father. Father? Son Gohan was shocked. What a joke. How can Son Goku be your father? From the sound of your voice, it seems like you know Son Goku. Where is he? I can't tell you unless you defeat me. After saying that, Son Gohan got ready for the battle. Upon seeing this, Odmote also took a stance and prepared to attack, muttering, It's just right to get familiar with the way of fighting. A gust of wind blew and a leaf fell. The moment the leaf fell, the two men attacked at the same time. The two men's fists collided with each other, creating waves of air that shook the trees within a radius of several kilometers. The stalemate lasted for quite a while. Suddenly, Son Gohan broke the deadlock with a jump, and at the same time came to the side of Odmote, then swung a whip kick. Odmote reacted immediately, bent down to avoid it, and then grabbed Son Gohan's calf before Son Gohan retracted his foot, and then threw Son Gohan out. Son Gohan rolled directly in the air, then put his feet on the rock behind him, and used the force of the rock to instantly appear in front of Odmote. He turned his body suddenly and kicked down. Upon seeing this, Odmote crossed his arms to block, and the ground beneath his feet also collapsed because of Son Gohan's kick. Son Gohan asked, Who are you? Why is Son Goku your father? As he said this, he attacked Odmote. While defending himself, Odmote replied, I am actually an artificial human, and the fundamental reason for my creation is Son Goku's DNA, so I said he is my nominal father. If you know him, please tell me where he is. Son Gohan heard this, stopped attacking, and said, Artificial human. To be precise, I am an artificial Scion. I was born not long ago. I just want to meet the person who provided me with the DNA. If you know where he is, please tell me. Odmote stopped attacking when he saw Son Gohan stopped. Son Goku is my father. He died 7 years ago. Are you Son Gohan? Hey? You know me. Well, the people who created me input all the people who would fight against Frieza into my brain, but you were still very young at the time, so I didn't recognize it. So according to what you said, you were created from my father's DNA, so we should be considered brothers. Chapter 3. It can also be understood that way. Son Gohan was shocked when he heard what Odmote said, his jaw dropped. So when did you collect my father's DNA? I remember it was the battle with Frieza on Namek. They originally wanted to collect Frieza's data, but when they saw Frieza was defeated by Son Goku, they turned around and collected Son Goku's DNA, and finally created me. Their original intention was to have me kill Son Goku and mass-produce artificial scions, but due to a data error, I went berserk and was eventually destroyed. This is unbelievable. Son Gohan said, so what should you do now? I don't know either. I was planning to find Son Goku to compete with him, but I didn't expect that he died 7 years ago. Now I don't know where to go. Why don't you go to my house first? I'll ask Aunt Bulma to help you later. Really? That's great, Gohan, thank you. So, Son Gohan brought Odmote to his home. On the way, Son Gohan kept thinking, if he is lying, it is better to keep him by my side to prevent him from going out to do evil, but if what he said is true, how should I explain it to my mother? Odmote saw that Gohan looked troubled, so he said, Gohan, do you have any difficulties? If it's because of me, then I'll leave. No, I just don't know how to explain your origins to my mother. If it's troublesome, I'd better leave. After saying that, he was about to leave. Wait a minute. Son Gohan called out to Odmote, it's okay, my mother is a very good person, she should be able to understand. Okay then. After arriving home, Gohan and Chi-Chi told each other the origin of Odmote. When Chi-Chi heard that Odmote was Goku's child, she thought that the child was born by another woman Goku found when he returned from Namek. She almost fainted from anger. Fortunately, Gohan was there to explain, and Chi-Chi felt a little better. When Goten heard that he had a new brother, he was very happy. Because Gohan had to study, no one had ever played with him. Now that he had a new playmate, he was naturally very happy. In the evening, the four of them gathered around the dining table to eat dinner. Although Kiki still felt something was wrong, she had basically accepted this fact. Odmote, what are you going to do now? Kiki asked. I don't know. Although the main reason I came to Earth was to meet my so-called father and to compete with him, I didn't expect that he had already died. So I don't know what to do now. Why don't you live in our house for a while? And you are also Goku's child, so nominally speaking, I am still your mother. Mother. Well, from now on, this is your home if you like. At this moment, Odmote had an unprecedented feeling, and hot tears couldn't help but flow from his eyes. In my previous life, I was an orphan and had never seen my parents. I am also an orphan in this life. At this time, someone tells you, you are not a person without parents. I am your mother. This feeling is simply indescribable. I have a home. I have a mother. It's great. Odmote said while wiping away tears. And when Gohan saw Odmote's reaction, he dispelled his doubts about him. Kiki was also very happy to see Odmote's reaction, so she asked, by the way, since you are our family, you should at least tell us your birthday and age. It will be convenient for us to celebrate your birthday in the future. I don't know. I am an artificial life form. I don't even know how old I am or when I was born. I see that you look about the same age as Gohan, so you should be 17, right? Why not make your birthday today? Yeah, I'm fine. Then let's celebrate your birthday today. Yeah. It's Odmote brother's birthday. Goten danced with joy. Gohan looked at Odmote with a smile on his face, as if to say, welcome home. Odmote, who had lived 2 lives, was the first to feel at home. Chapter 4. On Baizai Mountain, Goku's family has a new member Odmote. At this time, Odmote is studying with Gohan, and the reason is very simple. Just yesterday, the artificial Scion Odmote had a family, and Chi-Chi planned to let Odmote and Gohan take the entrance examination for Orange Star High School together. Because of the intelligent learning chip, Odmote took only about 3 hours to absorb all the knowledge on Earth into his brain. At this time, he was basically tutoring Son Gohan or playing with Son Goten. However, compared to studying, Odmote wanted to fight more, just like Son Goku and Vegeta. At this time, Odmote has taken off his battle suit and now wears Gohan's clothes, and his hair is similar to Vegeta's in Super Saiyan 4. Don't ask me why it is made from Goku's DNA but doesn't look like Goku's. It's just a mutation. 2 months passed like this, and the two went to take the entrance examination for Orange Star High School together. During this period, Son Gohan suggested that Odmote cut off his tail, but Odmote refused. On the way back, Son Gohan saw someone doing evil, so he transformed into a Super Saiyan in front of Odmote and solved the problem. After the two returned home, Odmote asked, Gohan, did you transform before? Hey? Don't you know what Super Saiyan is? Super Saiyan? I remember there was a record of it in the Zivol people's records. It seems that it is a super warrior that only appears once every 1,000 years and has great power. Yeah, but once you find the trick, you can transform as you like. Then can you fight me in the Super Saiyan state? At this moment, Odmote's eyes were filled with fighting spirit. No problem, but we have to find a place where there are no people. At Odmote's request, the two came to an open space. Son Gohan immediately transformed into a Super Saiyan and got ready to attack. Odmote also took the same stance, and the moment he said, "It's time to attack," Son Gohan came directly behind Odmote and kicked him off guard. After Odmote adjusted himself, Son Gohan came directly in front of Odmote and punched him in the face. Odmote had no time to block and thought, "Oh no," and closed his eyes. After a while, Odmote no longer felt any pain, so he opened his eyes, only to see Son Gohan's fist stopped in front of him, with golden aura surrounding his body. Son Gohan cancelled the transformation and said, "After transforming into a Super Saiyan, my strength will increase exponentially. It's normal that you can't resist it." Odmote didn't say anything. Son Gohan thought that Odmote was stunned by the scene just now, so he didn't say much and turned around to leave. At this time, Odmote was thinking, "So that's how it works, I understand the principle of Super Saiyan." Then when Son Gohan was about to leave, he stopped him and said, "Gohan, when you transform, do you concentrate all your energy on your back?" "Hey? How do you know?" Son Gohan was confused after hearing Odmote's words. "I understand the principle of Super Saiyan transformation." After saying that, Odmote released all his energy and concentrated his strength on his back. When Son Gohan saw Odmote releasing all his aura, he was completely stunned, because as Odmote's aura was released, golden rays of light appeared on Odmote's body, just like when Son Goku transformed for the first time. Just like that, under Son Gohan's shocked gaze, Odmote raised his aura to its peak, a golden aura appeared on Odmote's body, and then Odmote's hair and eyebrows turned golden, and the pupils of his eyes turned emerald green. At this time, Piccolo and Dendi in the Temple of Heaven felt this powerful aura and said in surprise, "Is this aura Goku?" "No, it's very similar but different." "Could it be Gohan?" "It doesn't look like Gohan either." "Who is it?" Inside the Universal Capsule Company, Vegeta was training Trunks. Suddenly, Vegeta's eyes fixed and he looked towards the east. "This aura, Kakarot?" "No, it's not him, it's very similar but not him." "Could it be Son Gohan's younger brother?" "What on earth is going on with this aura?" Trunks also felt this aura and asked his own question. After hearing Trunks' words, Vegeta quickly asked, "Trunks, don't you know the owner of this breath?" "I don't know, I just feel like he's very similar to Goten." Vegeta was shocked. If he is not Son Gohan's brother, then who is he? Chapter 5. The aura of Odmote spread to most of the earth. Not only Piccolo and Vegeta, but also the Z warriors on earth could feel it. After sensing the aura of Odmote, everyone's first reaction was Son Goku, but after feeling it carefully, they realized that it was not Son Goku. After sensing the aura, Vegeta dropped Trunks and flew towards Baizai Mountain. The others were a step slower. In the open space of Baizai Mountain, Son Gohan saw that Odmote couldn't calm down for a long time after transforming into a Super Saiyan, and then asked, "How did you do it?" "It took me a long time to succeed back then. Just feel the flow of chi carefully." Odmote said, "Okay, let's fight again." After hearing this, Son Gohan immediately got ready and said, "Then you better be careful." The two started fighting again. This time was different from the first time. Both of them used all their strength. "You punch me and I kick you back." At this time, Vegeta had come not far from the two of them, and saw two golden lights colliding with each other again and again, and each collision sent out a powerful air wave, shaking the clouds in the sky away. Vegeta was incredulous when he saw this. The two were not as strong as himself, but a strange Scion appeared and transformed into a Super Saiyan. The key point was that the man's aura was very similar to Kakarot's, which made Vegeta completely confused. Gradually, almost all the Z fighters came, but the two seemed to have not noticed at all. In the end, Son Gohan said, "Let's use this move to decide the winner." Then he released the aura of his whole body, commonly known as explosive energy, and began to condense the Kamehameha wave. "That's just what I want. Come on." Odmote also released all his energy and condensed energy bombs in the palms of his hands. Turtle Pi Chi Gong Wave. Comet Big Explosion. Made up by myself, not in the original book. The two of them released their ultimate skills at the same time, and two beams of light, one blue and one gold, collided with each other. The stalemate lasted for a long time, and the breath of the two people began to weaken, and the two beams of light gradually disappeared. After Son Gohan and Odmote landed from the sky, they immediately collapsed to the ground, and the Z warriors also came in front of them. "Gohan, who is he? Why does his aura seem so similar to Goku's?" Piccolo asked first. "Uncle Piccolo, Uncle Vegeta, Uncle Krillin, and Uncle Yamcha, when will you arrive? We were here when you two were fighting, but Vegeta got there first. Krillin said, let's not talk about us first. Who is he? Why is his aura so similar to Goku's? He is also a Scion, but he is different from us. He is an artificial Scion created using my father's genes. Artificial Scion. Vegeta frowned and asked his own question, who created you? The Ziffle people, but they have been destroyed by me. Odmote replied. Vegeta, what did you say? Weren't the Ziffle people wiped out by the Scions a long time ago? Odmote, they were the group that escaped before being eliminated, but they were also eliminated by me. Krillin, Vegeta, why do the Scions want to exterminate the Ziffle people? Vegeta, a long time ago, the Scions originally lived on the planet Shadera, but it was destroyed due to civil strife. Later, all the Scions immigrated to the planet Plant, and then wiped out the native Ziffle people living on the planet Plant and changed the planet Plant to planet Vegeta. Odmote, and the Ziffle people who created me were the ones who escaped at the beginning. Piccolo, I see, no wonder your aura is so similar to Goku's. Krillin, in other words, you are Goku's son. Gohan, does your mother know about this? Son Gohan, Mom has adopted Odmote. He is now a part of our family. Vegeta, Odmoto? Is that your name? It is indeed a Scion name. Odmoto, I also learned from my memory that the code name given to me by the Ziffle people for the experiment was Odmoto, so I just used it. Chapter 6. Vegeta, I see. The Ziffle people hated the Scions, so they planned to create a Scion who would only obey them to deal with us. Unexpectedly, they were killed by their own achievements. Krillin, but seriously, if Goku really did suddenly have a son, he would probably be shocked. Piccolo, yes, there are two. Goku doesn't know about Goten either. Klin, yet. Yamcha, your name is Odmoto, right? Since Chi-Chi adopted you, I'm afraid Chi-Chi also wants you to go to school like Gohan. Odmoto, well, Mom did let me go to school with Gohan, but I want to continue my martial arts training. Yamcha, you are exactly like Goku. Goku also likes to practice. After Odmote's aura attracted the Z-Warriors, Son Gohan introduced Odmote to everyone and explained his origins. After that, everyone returned to their homes. After returning home, Son Gohan began to study, while Odmoto and Son Goten went to the river to catch fish together. Just like that, the time had come for the two to enroll, and they were admitted to Orange Star High School with full marks. In the morning, Son Gohan left the somersault cloud at home for Son Goten, who didn't know how to perform the aerial technique yet, and flew out with Odmoto to learn. Odmoto had successfully ridden the somersault cloud before, but one somersault cloud couldn't carry two people, so the two flew to Satan City together. The two landed in a deserted area of Satan City and planned to walk to the school. Son Gohan glanced at his watch and said, it seems to be getting late. It's best not to be late for your first school day. There's no one here, so let's just speed up. It's not good to be late for the first class, so let's speed up. So, the two of them started to speed up. At this time, a car passed by and was shocked to see that the two of them were going even faster than the car. The two passed by a bank. Son Gohan saw someone robbing inside the bank, so he hid and then transformed into a Super Saiyan to solve the problem. Odmote was originally planning to take action, but when he saw Son Gohan coming, he stopped by the roadside. After Son Gohan solved the problem, he returned to Odmote. The two were about to leave when a girl in white clothes ran over. After seeing the scene that was solved by Son Gohan, she said, damn it, I'm a step late again. Odmoto and Son Gohan didn't see anyone coming at all, and both were startled by the voice. The girl then asked, hey, do you two know who did this? I don't know, I didn't see it. X2. Ms. Beidel, I saw it. It was the Golden Warrior. He seemed to have used some kind of qigong or something, and he blew the car down in an instant. The Golden Warrior? Him again. By the way, he also has a badge of your school on him. Is he a student? He is a student of our school. In the classroom of Orange Star High School, Videl sat on the desk and looked at a blonde boy next to her and asked, Supna, that Golden Warrior on the street is not you, right? I'm sorry, I go to the gym every morning. I don't have time to do such boring things. The man named Shapna immediately denied it, and by the way, he lifted his long golden hair and posed in a very showy posture. Vidalai, is this golden warrior more powerful than your father? At this time, a girl with short golden hair asked. How is it possible? Vidali's father is the one who saved the earth. How could there be someone stronger than him? At this time, the teacher came to the classroom, and Vidali got down from the table after seeing the teacher. After the teacher walked to the podium, he said, Good morning, students. Today we have 2 new students transferring to our class. Let me introduce them to you. Come in, both of you. Hello everyone. X2. My name is Son Gohan, please teach me. My name is Odmote, please teach me. The 2 introduced themselves with a smile. This boy named Son Gohan is so cute, he's my type. Said the girl next to Videl. What a weird name, Gohan. The other one is even weirder. Videl looked at Son Gohan and Odmote and said, I think I've seen these 2 somewhere before. You can tell at a glance that they are both good kids who only know how to study. The teacher said, these 2 students have achieved full marks in the entrance examinations, whether in mathematics, physics, Chinese, or English. They are excellent. As soon as the teacher said this, there was a cry of surprise from the audience. Chapter 7. Teacher, quiet. You 2 can find a seat by yourselves. Okay. X2. Here, here. The girl next to Videl waved to Son Gohan and the other boy. Son Gohan and Odmote walked straight over there. Since there was only one seat there, Odmote walked straight to the seat at the back and sat down. My name is Eliza, please give me your guidance. The one next to me is Videl. The English teacher said, let's start from page 24 this time. Don't be shocked when I tell you this, Videl's father is Mr. Satan. Hey! Mr. Satan! Son Gohan said in surprise. Mr. Satan! Odmote was very confused after hearing this. He couldn't remember who Mr. Satan was, so he asked in a low voice, Hey, Gohan, who is that Mr. Satan? You look surprised. Is he a celebrity? You don't even know Mr. Satan. Although Odmote's voice was not loud, because the distance was very close, Eliza and the others were surprised. I don't know. Who is he? Mr. Satan is the one who defeated Cell 7 years ago and saved the Earth. You don't even know him. Is he strong? Of course, he is the strongest man on Earth. Hey, the strongest person on Earth. Odmote said in surprise, thinking, I really want to compete with the strongest person on Earth, but my mother told me when I came to school that I can't reveal my strength. What should I do? I'll ask Gohan later. When Odmote expressed his amazement, Videl looked at Gohan and Odmote, and suddenly seemed to remember something, so she asked, there was a robbery at the bank this morning. I think you 2 were there too. Yes, we 2 were also there. Said Son Gohan. Are you saying that the Golden Warrior has appeared again, Videl? Golden Warrior? What is that? Odmote asked puzzledly. You guys don't know yet, but the Golden Warrior has appeared many times in the past 10 days. He is very powerful and has beautiful golden hair, so everyone calls him the Golden Warrior. After hearing this, Son Gohan and Odmote looked nervous and thought to themselves, isn't this talking about us? That's right, after learning the Super Saiyan transformation, Odmote and Son Gohan transformed many times during the 10 days of taking the entrance exam to help the police arrest criminals. Because the 2 did not appear at the same time, everyone thought they were the same person. At this time, Son Gohan saw Videl was staring at him and suddenly felt uneasy. At this time, Videl said, I heard from witnesses that the Golden Warrior had our school's emblem on him, and he was wearing a white shirt with a black vest and orange trousers. Your outfit is too similar to his. This one. He, if you have doubts, you have to look at the person. Do you think he looks like a warrior? Someone once said that people who are good at studying may not necessarily have well-developed athletic ability, and he doesn't have blonde hair. Supna said on the side. Eliza, that's right, he looks so weak. Son Gohan, that's true. Videl didn't say anything else, but held the pen cap in her mouth, thinking about something. Eliza, Gohan, Odmote, are you living at home or renting a house in the city? Son Gohan, we commute from home. Eliza, where is your home? Son Gohan, in a small village in eastern 439. Odmote, we live together. Hey! The village in East 439, you didn't lie to me, did you? It's more than 1,000 kilometers away from Satan City. After hearing the answers from Gohan and Odmote, Eliza couldn't control her voice and stood up and spoke loudly. The English teacher in the audience said angrily, "We are not allowed to talk during class, why are you making so much noise?" Eliza realized she had lost her composure, so she immediately sat down and covered her face with a book. She then asked Son Gohan and Odmote, "How did you two get to school? It takes 5 hours to get to the city from there, even by jet." "Well, it's because it's too far away, so we're really worried." "Ha ha ha." Son Gohan said, thinking to himself, "Oh no, it seems like we're going to be exposed." Videl kept looking at Son Gohan. In physical education class, the teacher said, "Today we will continue the baseball game we played last class." Supna asked Son Gohan and Odmote, "Do you two know anything about baseball?" "I know. Although I've never fought before, I know the rules." Son Gohan said. "I had no idea of the rules," Odmote said. Chapter 8. After school, Gohan and Odmote came to the Universal Capsule Company and asked Bulma to help make a costume that could conceal their identities. They named themselves Scion Masked Rider. Perhaps not long after, Gohan went too far and was discovered by a classmate named Angela. Gohan thought so himself. So, the next day, Angela asked Gohan to go shopping and watch a movie together. At this time, a fire suddenly broke out in a building, and Gohan immediately rushed up to put out the fire in the building. Just after the fire was put out, Videl saw Son Gohan in a suit during an interview, so she immediately stepped forward to question him. At this time, when Angela came to find Gohan and saw Gohan and Videl's intimate behavior, or so she thought, she told Gohan that his underwear had a bear pattern on it, and Gohan was relieved. One morning, Gohan went to school alone. Odmote was addicted to training in the gravity room with Vegeta at Bulma's house last time, so he stayed in Capsule Corporation for the past few days. Just as Gohan was flying towards the school wearing the Scion masked driver costume, Videl saw Gohan while flying a plane, and the two began a chase. The final result was that Son Gohan successfully escaped by placing Videl's plane onto a tall building. Son Gohan had just entered the classroom shortly after class started, and Odmote asked quietly, "Gohan, you're not usually late, what happened today?" "Ah, I happened to see Videl when I came here today, and I managed to get away with it with great difficulty." "Ha ha ha ha, you're killing me, Gohan. I asked you to train with me at Uncle Vegeta's house, but you didn't listen. You regret it now, don't you?" At this time, the classroom door was opened. Videl came to the classroom, apologized to the teacher and returned to her seat. After school, Son Gohan and Odmote were walking on the road and chatting. After Odmote learned from Son Gohan the whole process of saving the Earth 7 years ago, his desire to fight against Mr. Satan disappeared. Just then, a car was speeding and the police were chasing it from behind, but they were overturned by the car. After the two people in the car got out, they mocked the police. Son Gohan and Odmote couldn't stand it, so they stepped forward to stop it. The tall thug among them came in front of Son Gohan and grabbed him by the collar. At this time, Videl passed by and saw Son Gohan being grabbed by the collar. She was about to go forward to help, but when she thought about the Scion masked driver heading towards the school in the morning and Son Gohan was also late at that time, she couldn't help but become suspicious and stopped. When Son Gohan saw Videl, he immediately decided not to attack, while Odmote ignored Videl and crossed his arms to watch the fun. "Odmote, help me!" Son Gohan shouted immediately. And Odmote also saw Videl in Gohan's eyes, so he pretended to say, "I can't help you. This gangster is so tall, how can I be his opponent?" After hearing this, the tall gangster taunted, "Even if there are two more, they can't be my match." Then he punched Son Gohan in the face, and Son Gohan fell down. Seeing this, Videl immediately took action and beat the two thugs away. In the afternoon, several people were sitting in the classroom for class. At this time, Videl's watch rang. "Miss Videl, a gang called the Red Shark Gang has captured the mayor. There is no way to solve the problem at the moment. Please provide support." After hearing this, Videl said hello to the teacher and immediately ran out of the classroom. Seeing this, Son Gohan also asked for leave from the teacher, saying he wanted to go to the bathroom. The teacher said, "Son Gohan, every time you go to the bathroom, you never come back. I can't let you go this time no matter what." After hearing this, Son Gohan was very anxious, but there was nothing he could do. Seeing this, Odmote gathered his energy in his legs and began to shake, and the earthquake started about a minute or two faster than the original. Gohan did it unintentionally, but Odmote did it intentionally, so it was faster. The teacher saw this and immediately told everyone to hide under the table. Odmote said to Gohan, "Gohan, now is the time. Hurry up." Son Gohan glanced at Odmote and immediately ran out of the classroom. It was time to go home from school. With the help of Son Gohan, Videl solved the problem perfectly. On the way, they talked about this matter. "Eliza, Videl, did you know that the earthquake started shortly after you left? After the earthquake stopped, Gohan disappeared and then he entered the classroom before you came back." "Hey? I knew it." Son Gohan. Videl showed an expression of sudden enlightenment, and then looked at Son Gohan behind her, but Son Gohan was gone, and only Odmote was left. Supna joked, "This guy is really good at escaping." And Son Gohan was hiding behind the trash can, feeling scared. Chapter 9. On the weekend, at Son Gohan's house, Odmote did not go to training today, but came to a nest with Gohan and Goten. There were several eggshells about the same size as Goten scattered in the nest. At this time, Goten crawled out from under a semicircular eggshell and said, "How come the little one is gone? I saw it the day before yesterday. The little one was born not long ago and should not be able to fly yet. There is no reason for him to disappear," said Odmote. Toto and his wife are two giant monsters who have played with Son Gohan since childhood. After Odmote came, Son Gohan introduced Odmote to Toto and his wife, so Odmote and Toto and his wife also know each other. "Then let's look for it again," said Gohan. At this time, at Mr. Satan's home, Mr. Satan was watching the video of his own game, and he couldn't help cheering when he saw himself winning. At this time, Bidalai brought some food. Mr. Satan saw Bidalai coming and said, "Bidalai, if you want to become a champion as strong as your father, you have to train yourself well. The world's best martial arts tournament? I'm really looking forward to it." "But Dad, I heard that the champions before you were all very skilled." "Oh. You mean the guy named Son Goku? He is just a trickster and can't be compared with me at all." Son Goku? When Videl heard this name, she couldn't help but think of Son Gohan. In the evening, at Gohan's house, the family was having dinner. Gohan and Chi-Chi talked about Chibi Dot. At this moment, the picture of Chibi Dot appeared on TV. Son Gohan decided to rescue Chibi Dot the next day. The next day, Son Gohan came to the circus where Titi was and saw the circus staff abusing Titi. So he found the circus leader and asked him to let Titi go. Unexpectedly, he was kicked out. Son Gohan had no choice but to disguise himself and rescue the little guy. At this time, Odmote was playing with Goten at home. He happened to see the news about the Scion masked rider stealing the circus monster, so he immediately went out and rushed towards Son Gohan. Just when Odmote was about to arrive, he saw two huge monsters, one blue and one red, flying in the same direction. So, Odmote was about to step forward to stop them, but when he saw the crowd below, he stopped. "It would be better if it was in the suburbs, I just hope Gohan can solve it smoothly." Not long after, Son Gohan carried the unconscious Toto to Odmote's side. The next day, as expected, both of them were late because of Toto and his wife. Odmote saw Videl waiting in front of the lockers, so he looked at Son Gohan to express his inquiry. Videl stepped forward and said to Son Gohan, "Thank you so much for yesterday, Son Gohan-san." Son Gohan said with a slurred voice, No, I'm glad you're okay, Biddy-san." Seeing Odmote standing nearby, Videl thought that Odmote didn't know, so she whispered to Son Gohan, "I already know the true identity of the Scion masked leader, it's you, Son Gohan." "Eh? That's terrible," said Son Gohan with a frightened expression. Odmote saw that Son Gohan's expression was not right, so he asked, "Gohan, what's wrong? Are you feeling unwell? My identity has been discovered." Son Gohan turned and said to Odmote, "Eh? You've been discovered in just a few days. Gohan, you really can't hide your identity," Odmote said while shaking his head. "Odmote, do you also know Gohan's identity?" Videl asked in confusion. "I already knew that. Besides, his equipment was made by Aunt Bulma from the Universal Capsule Company. So, what equipment are responsible for Son Gohan's strange abilities? That's not the case. This is my own ability. Son Gohan, you are quite amazing. I invite you to participate in the world's #1 martial arts tournament now. The world's best martial arts competition. Yes, it's the competition that decides the champion of fighting skills. My father was the previous champion. Before that, I heard that the champion was a man named Son Goku. This name is too similar to yours, so I think he should be your father. Son Gohan listened to Vidal's reasoning with surprise on his face, and thought in his heart, this girl is so amazing. Son Gohan, if you don't participate, then I will tell everyone that the true identity of the Scion masked rider is you. Vidal said to Son Gohan with a smile. Can I also participate in that martial arts competition? Odmote interrupted excitedly. Of course, no matter who you are, as long as you are over 14 years old, you can participate in the adult competition. Son Gohan, I hope to see your name on the competition list. After saying that, he left, leaving behind Son Gohan with a look of despair on his face and Odmote with excitement in his eyes. Chapter 10. After school, Gohan went to the Universal Capsule Company to ask Bulma to solve the helmet problem. Because the martial arts competition prohibits the wearing of helmets and things that overprotect the body, Gohan plans to ask Bulma to help solve the problem. Odmote planned to participate in the World Martial Arts Tournament, so he did not go with Son Gohan, but returned home early. At night, Son Gohan returned home and told Chi-Chi, Mom, Dad is planning to come back from the underworld to participate in the World #1 Martial Arts Tournament, so he will be back for a day. Hey! Goku is coming back from the underworld for a day. That's great, Goten hasn't seen his father yet. Goku was not told about Odmote, and this is a perfect opportunity. By the way, I wonder how Goku is doing in the underworld. He's already dead, so he shouldn't age. Should I open a beauty salon or something? Chi-Chi imagined the scene of meeting Goku. Gohan whispered, Mom, can I come join us? I heard there will be prize money for the top 5 winners. How much is the prize money? First place is 10 million, second place is 5 million, third place is 3 million, fourth place is 2 million, and fifth place is 1 million. Hey! Gohan, you must participate, and Odmote, you should also participate. The 3 of you father and son can work together to win back the prize money for the top 3 places. Chi-Chi was shocked by the amount of the prize money, and said loudly to Gohan and Odmote. Well, Mom, I was planning to participate anyway, and it's not like you can get the prize just by participating, Odmote explained. It doesn't matter. With the 3 of you together, who can beat you? Uncle Vegeta is very strong. He knows that Dad is coming, so he will definitely participate. Odmote explained. That's right, Uncle Vegeta also plans to participate, and if we want to participate we have to start training now, but then, school matters. Gohan didn't finish his words. Kikai said directly, it doesn't matter. Our family is in financial difficulty now, and there is not much property left by Dad. From now on, you two will take leave and make up for your studies later. Gohan was also excited by Chi-Kai's enthusiastic attitude. He covered his heart and made a dull laugh. The next day, at dawn, Son Gohan, Odmote, and Son Goten officially began their 1-month training. Son Gohan and Odmote transformed into Super Scions and started fighting. The speed of their punches was so fast that even the air made an explosive sound. Son Gohan watched his 2 brothers fighting from the sidelines, feeling unhappy as he was being left out. After seeing Goten's expression, Son Gohan said to Odmote, let Goten train with us. Well, no problem. Goten, let's train together. Odmote agreed and shouted to Son Goten. When Goten heard that Odmote wanted him to train together, he showed a happy expression on his face. He somersaulted and said, Yat. Gohan, well, Goten, go find some rocks. Son Gohan brought a bunch of small stones over and asked, Brother, what do you want these stones for? Son Gohan drew a line on the ground with a branch, then stood about 10 meters behind the line and said to Goten, Goten, you stand behind the line and throw rocks at me. Odmote, you dodge with me and train your reflexes. Odmote, I don't need that. You should first train your reflexes before fighting me. I always feel that there is a strong power in my body. I will practice on my own first to see if I can develop that power. Seeing that Odmote declined, Son Gohan didn't say much, and then he trained his reflexes with Son Goten. Odmote came to a flat ground alone, then transformed into a Super Scion, carefully feeling the strange power in his body. Gradually, Odmote felt that he had entered a magical world. The scene turned to Son Gohan. Because of his arrogance, Son Gohan was almost hit by the stone thrown by Son Goten, so he asked Son Goten to stand about 20 meters away. After throwing rocks for a while, Goten looked at Gohan and said, "Brother, I want to be like you brothers." "Eh? What do you mean by being the same as my brothers? I also want to transform into a Super Saiyan like my brothers." "Ha ha ha, Goten, it's not easy to become a Super Saiyan. My father and I went through a long period of training before we were able to transform successfully. As for Odmote, he learned it so quickly because he has the genes from his father's transformation into a Super Saiyan in his body." Son Gohan said arrogantly, and then was directly surprised by the scene in front of him. All of Goten's hair stood up and turned golden, which shocked Gohan. Chapter 11. Son Gohan was so surprised by Son Goten who turned into a Super Saiyan that he was speechless. After reacting, Son Gohan asked, "Goten, when did you learn to transform into a Super Saiyan?" Son Gohan thought for a while and said, "I forgot." "That's amazing. It took me a lot of effort to transform into a Super Saiyan." At this time, Son Gohan suddenly looked in the direction of Odmote with surprise in his eyes, and then said, "What's going on? Why did Odmote's energy suddenly become so strong? This feeling is just like me 7 years ago." Suddenly, Son Gohan seemed to have thought of something, and opened his mouth in shock, saying, "Could it be that Odmote has surpassed the limit of Super Saiyan?" At this time, Odmote opened his eyes, and he felt that the energy consumption in his body was much less than when he transformed into a Super Saiyan before, almost negligible, and his emotions were not as excited as before the transformation, but much calmer than before. At this moment, Son Gohan brought Son Goten to Odmote's side. As soon as they landed, Son Gohan asked, "Odmote, have you broken through the limit of Super Saiyan?" "No, I feel like I'm still in Super Saiyan form. My strength hasn't increased, but I'm using less ki and my emotions are more stable." "I see, you reached full Super Saiyan power." "Super Saiyan full power? Well, this form is different from a normal Super Saiyan. It doesn't consume as much energy as a normal Super Saiyan, but it consumes the same energy as a normal Super Saiyan, and it's also much calmer," Gohan explained. "I see." Odmote nodded, and seeing Goten in Super Saiyan state, he said in surprise, "Goten, you can already become a Super Saiyan." "Well, brother Odmote, I heard from my brother that Dad also trained for a long time before he learned it. Am I amazing?" Yes, Goten is the best. By the way, does Mom know about this?" "My mother knows this, but she said that I look like a bad boy and asked me not to transform anymore." "Ha ha ha ha, Mom hates Super Saiyans the most," Son Gohan said with a smile. Odmote couldn't help but laugh. At this time, Son Gohan saw a plane flying over in the distance and immediately recognized it as Vidal's plane. So, Gohan asked Goten and Odmote to cancel their Super Saiyan status and rushed home immediately. On the way home, the two learned from Goten that Trunks could also transform, and they were both surprised. When the three returned home, they saw Kikai and Vidalai arguing. "I already told you, I'm not here to date Son Gohan," Vidal said angrily. "Then you must be here to find Odmote." "Why am I looking for Odmote? I already told you, I'm here to find Son Gohan. That's what we agreed on." "Mom." Goten's voice broke the quarrel between the two. When Vidal saw Gohan coming, she said to him, "Gohan, please help me explain, I'm not here to date you." "Gohan, this girl said you guys made a date, what did you make a date for?" "Mom, it was Vidal who told me about the world #1 martial arts tournament, and she's here to train with us." "I see. You must be planning to marry Gohan at the Tenkaichi Budokai. Why should I marry Son Gohan at the martial arts tournament?" "Because Dad and Mom got married at the World Martial Arts Tournament," Goten interrupted. After hearing this, Kikai immediately became shy. After explaining, Son Gohan began to teach Vidal the aerial dance technique. Seeing this, Son Goten immediately said, "Brother, I want to learn too. I can't fly yet, but Trunks can already fly, so I want to learn too." So Son Gohan began to teach the two of them the art of flying. Seeing that Son Gohan was busy, Odmote went to meditate under a big tree. After a while, Odmote entered the state of selflessness again. This time, Odmote improved the skills he learned from Vegeta in his consciousness. Son Gohan told Vidal the principles of Ki, and Videl successfully mastered the use of ki. After lunch, Videl and Sun Goten practiced the flying technique together. Soon, Videl was able to float for a short period of time. In the afternoon, when Videl was about to leave, Sun Gohan suggested that Videl cut her hair short because short hair would be more convenient for fighting. Because of this, Videl got angry with Sun Gohan and told Sun Gohan that she would come every day when she reached Sun Gohan's level. Sun Gohan and Odmote were confused at first by why Videl was angry, but when they heard that she had returned, they both showed the same painful expressions. Chapter 12. Time passed quickly and it was the day of the conference. Sun Gohan and his family and the Z-Warriors took Bulma's plane to the conference venue. Sun Gohan changed into the Scion masked Superman costume, the difference was that the helmet on his head became a piece of cloth. And Odmote had a black martial arts uniform made outside. Odmote's martial arts uniform is very similar to Goku's, except for some differences in some details. The martial arts uniform inside Odmote is grey, the outside is black, and the hands are gloves instead of wrist guards. Refer to the martial arts uniform in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. After arriving at the venue, Sun Gohan and a group of people gathered together. At this time, a figure appeared in front of them, it was Son Goku. After introducing Son Goten to Son Goku, Chi-Chi introduced Odmote and told Goku about Odmote's origins. Goku's reaction was surprise at first, but he finally accepted Odmote as his son. After registering, several people headed towards the preliminary round. The preliminary test turned into a punching strength testing machine. As expected, everyone completed the test, and Vegeta blew up the testing machine with one punch, leaving Son Gohan speechless. Because Goten and Trunks are not yet 14 years old, they participated in the junior group competition. The two of them overcame all the obstacles and finally came to the moment of their duel. As soon as the start of the match was announced, the two men rushed directly into each other, their forearms touching each other, and the situation was in a stalemate. Trunks broke the stalemate by moving sideways, and the two began to clash fists again. Shortly after the two-person match began, Son Gohan and Videl passed the test and arrived at the competition site. On the stage, the clash between Trunks and Goten completely destroyed Videl's three views. Just as Goten transformed, Videl was so surprised that she was speechless. And Goku was also shocked when he saw Goten's transformation. Vegeta said angrily, "Kakarot, you are so mean. We agreed that no one would transform." Goku said innocently, "You told me there is no such thing. The one on the stage is Goten, not me." The final result was that Goten lost the game with his feet leaning against the audience seats. Vegeta began to taunt again, "He he he. Kakarot, it seems that my son is stronger." After it was over, Goku and his friends went to the cafeteria to eat, while Gohan and Odmote were left behind by Videl to watch the fight between Mr. Satan and Trunks. In fact, Odmote was forced to stay by Son Gohan. Odmote had no choice but to endure the hunger and forced himself to watch. Before Goku left, he said to Goku, "Dad, order one for me too." Gohan also said, "I want one too." After the junior group competition ended, the adult group competition finally began. The order of the draw is as follows. Klin vs Panda. Sin vs Majin Ha, Bic. Videl vs Spabik. Chepitel vs Scion masked Superman. Number 18 vs Mr. Satan. Son Goku vs Vegeta. Invincible masked man vs Odmote. Jewel vs Yamu. The above are not included in the word count. Immediately, the first match began, and Klin eliminated his opponent in just 3 moves. In the second game, Piccolo gave up after learning that his opponent's true identity was actually God Kai. The third game begins. Videl High knocked Spabik to the ground, and Spabik got up again. Videl High changed her strategy and planned to throw Spabik off the ring, but something strange happened. Spabik was seen floating in the air, and this scene stunned everyone present. Spabik then struck out with a heavy punch, knocking Videl out of the ring. Videl used the air dance technique to return to the ring, but the situation became one-sided and Videl was completely defeated. Seeing this in the backstage, Son Gohan angrily transformed into a Super Saiyan. His cloak and the cloth on his head were blown away by the air waves generated by the transformation. Odmote saw this and put his hand on Son Gohan's shoulder and said, "Gohan, calm down. You can take revenge in the next battle." After hearing this, Son Gohan also came out of the Super Saiyan state, but he still couldn't stop his anger. After Videl was eliminated by Spabik, she was seriously injured. After Son Goku took the senzu beans from Sage Karin and healed Videl, Son Gohan's game began. Chapter 13. Gohan vs. Vegeta. In the stands, Gohan's classmates recognized Son Gohan when they saw his highly recognizable hairstyle. Son Gohan had no choice but to take off his sunglasses and assume a fighting stance towards Vegeta. Vegeta said to Gohan, "You should transform into a Super Saiyan. It will help us too." Son Gohan was shocked and asked quickly, "Who are you? Why do you know Super Saiyan?" In the contestant area, Son Goku also learned that the mysterious contestant named Xian was the legendary king of the worlds. King Kai explained the cause and effect of the incident to Goku and others, and told them, "No matter what happens in a while, please don't take any action." After getting Piccolo's approval, Gohan said to Vegeta, "In that case, let me show you a transformation that surpasses Super Saiyan." Then, Son Gohan raised the aura in his body to its peak, and all the floor tiles on the ring floated in the air, completing the transformation with Son Gohan's roar. At this time, Videl came here after changing her clothes because of the senzu beans and witnessed the whole process of Son Gohan's transformation. Odmote felt Gohan's powerful strength, frowned, and thought to himself, "Gohan's transformation doesn't seem to be a simple Super Saiyan, it feels stronger, beyond the Super Saiyan. Seeing my power is not enough." Spabik and Yamu, who were hiding nearby, looked at the detectors in their hands and were both shocked by the powerful force. So, the two of them attacked Son Gohan with something that looked like a teapot. Son Gohan also changed back because his power was taken away. When King God saw Spabiki and Yamu running away, he immediately chased after them, and Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo followed. After thinking for a while, Odmote said to Videl, "Videl, when Gohan wakes up, ask him to come find me. He knows where I am." Then he followed him. After saying hello to number 18, Krillin followed. Videl ran up to the stage, and Gohan said weakly, "Where is everyone? I don't know either, but Odmote will know where he went once you get better. Gohan, please stop talking." "Ah!" Vegeta placed a hand on Gohan's back, and then a faint light flashed, and all of Gohan's lost strength returned, and his weak body also changed back. Vegeta said to the two of them, "If you want to know anything, just follow me." Then he flew away. After talking to Videl for a few words, Gohan chased after them. On the way, King Kai, Goku, and others explained the matter of Magician Barbidi and Majin Buu. At first Vegeta was dismissive of this, but when he heard King Kai's response to his thoughts, he was surprised. And when he heard King Kai say again, Majin Buu killed 4 King Kais, and each of these 4 King Kais has the power to destroy evil people like Frieza. At this time, Vegeta no longer had the disdain he had before. After hearing about the power of Majin Buu, Odmote's eyes flashed with fighting spirit. Son Gohan and Videl caught up with Vegeta together, and they learned about Majin Buu from Vegeta. Videl also raised her own question at this time, "Gohan, you were the mysterious people who defeated Cell 7 years ago, right?" Son Gohan was silent for a while after hearing this, and then said, "Yes, it was me who defeated Cell 7 years ago." "Really? I knew it. They all said that my father defeated Cell, but I never believed it. Now I finally understand. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hide this from you." "It's okay." Videl said it was okay, and then continued, "Gohan, when you come back, let's go on a date." "Well, wait until I come back." After Son Gohan finished speaking, he and Vegeta sped up in the direction of Son Goku. Videl waved goodbye from behind. In the martial arts arena, since there are only 4 contestants left, Mr. Satan proposes a 4-person free-for-all. So Mr. Satan was left aside, contestant Jewel was knocked off the ring by number 18, and the invincible masked man was evenly matched with number 18. It turned out that because Goten and Trunks were not satisfied with competing in the junior group, they knocked out the real invincible masked man, and the two pretended to be the invincible masked man to participate in the adult group competition. Chapter 14. Goku and his companions followed King Kai to Babadai's spaceship, but they did not expect that Dabura would find them directly. After Babadai entered the spaceship, Dabura directly killed Vegeta and then petrified Krillin and Piccolo. When Odmote saw Dabura petrify the two, he rushed forward. Dabura was surprised to see someone dare to fight with him, and soon he started to wrestle with Odmote. The two fought back and forth for several rounds. Suddenly, after sensing something, Dabura spat at Odmote and quickly ran back to the spaceship. When Odmote saw Dopura spitting at him, he immediately dodged. When he saw Dopura running away, he immediately chased after him. Before King of Gods could stop him, Odmote entered the spaceship directly. At this time, the only three people who were not hit were Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan, who came with Gepitel. The three of them did not listen to King Kai's advice and entered the spaceship together. King Kai had no choice. He could not defeat them in a fight, and he could not reason with them. He could only enter the spaceship together. Babadai's spaceship has 4 floors, and Babadai is conspiring with Dopura on the bottom floor. Lord Babadai, why don't you let me deal with them and King Kai? Letting them in might ruin our plan. Dabura asked in confusion. The energy brought by Dopura, Spabiki, and Yamua provides nearly half of the nutrients for Majin Buu. What? 1/2, where did these two guys get such powerful energy? It would have been better if we hadn't killed them both at that time. So I let them in, and then sent people to fight them. If they get hurt, their energy will become food for Majin Buu, thus speeding up the resurrection of Majin Buu. Who should be sent to the first floor? Let me think. Pui, you go to the first floor. Next to Babadai, an alien who looked like Frisia's third form was visibly stunned after hearing this, and then said happily, yes, I will definitely not let them pass. On the first floor of the spaceship, Goku said impatiently, let's just blow this place up. No, if the spaceship is hit, Majin Buu is likely to be resurrected early. King Kai immediately stopped him. After hearing this, Goku said, hey! Can you hurry up? I wonder how the game is going. At this time, the door of the first floor opened, and Pui walked out and said, he, today is your doom. As long as I, Master Pui, am here, you will never get through here. After Pui uttered some harsh words, Goku and the other three began to decide the order of appearance, and the way to decide was by rock paper scissors. Vegeta goes up to the first floor. When King God Kai saw that the few people didn't take it seriously at all, he couldn't help but get nervous. As a result, within 2 minutes, Pui was blown to ashes by Vegeta's Kigong cannon. On the second level, Goku came on the field, and Babadai sent out the monster Yego. The Warcraft Yego is a monster that eats everything. Son Goku simply made him eat until he was full, and Yego's belly exploded. On the third floor, Dopura volunteered to guard it. Originally, Son Gohan was planning to go on the field, but was stopped by Odmote. Gohan, this guy is mine. We haven't finished fighting yet, so give it to me. Without waiting for Son Gohan to speak, Odmote rushed forward. When Dopura saw Odmote, he took action without any further ado and the two began fighting right away. Odmote shot a gas bullet, and Dopura deflected it with his hand. As a result, Odmote instantly appeared in front of Dopura and punched Dopura in the stomach. Dopura reacted quickly, dodged sideways, then turned around and kicked Odmote in the back, catching him off guard. After understanding Dopura's strength, Odmote directly transformed into a Super Scion at full power, and then came behind Dopura at a faster speed. Dopura was shocked by such speed. Before he could react, he was knocked to the ground by Odmote's whip kick. Odmote gathered a powerful energy bullet in his hand and shot it at Dopura. Big Bang Attack! Odmote used the skills he learned from Vegeta. The following are not included in the word count. There was a power outage at home yesterday, so I only posted 1 chapter. School started again today, so I only posted 1 chapter as well. I will make up for it next time. Chapter 15. A huge explosion attack was launched, and Dopura was unable to dodge and was seriously injured. At this time, Vegeta shouted directly, "What kind of attack is that? It's so weak." "Vegeta, don't say that. He has only been practicing for a short time, and it is already very good to reach this level." Son Goku said to Vegeta. "Humph, Kakarot, why do you think I should help King Kai fight Majin Buu? You can only stay in this world for 1 day. Otherwise, I don't want to care about Majin Buu. I just want to fight you." When Dopura heard what Vegeta said, the corners of his mouth slightly raised, and then he said to Babadai, "Lord Babadai, please let me go back. I have found someone more suitable to collect energy for us." After hearing this, Babadai teleported several people back to the spaceship, and Dopura went directly back to the 4th floor. When Babadai saw Dopura, he said unhappily, "Dopura, you'd better give me a reasonable explanation, or I will make you like Spabiki and the others." "Lord Babadai, that Vegeta is the best warrior. He has an evil heart hidden inside him that can make them kill each other. Oh, is it so? Babadai looked at Vegeta from the crystal ball and chanted a spell, Bibidai Babadibu. At this moment, Vegeta suddenly screamed in pain, and Goku and the others were completely confused about the situation. Not long after, Vegeta slowly raised his head, and saw a large M-shaped mark on his forehead, exactly the same as the marks on several enemies he had encountered before. Suddenly, the battlefield of several people came to the martial arts tournament venue. On the stage, number 18 had already made a deal with Satan, and the championship was already Satan's. The audience and Satan were all confused when they saw the people who suddenly appeared. At this moment, Vegeta slowly raised his arm and fired a Kigong cannon at the audience, killing everyone in the audience, and then suddenly fired a Kigong cannon at Son Goku with his arm. Son Goku quickly crossed his arms to block, but he couldn't hold on any longer, and the Kigong cannon directly killed the people in the audience seats on the other side. Goku couldn't help but transform and confront Vegeta. At this time, King Kai stepped forward to stop them, but unexpectedly, the two of them simultaneously gathered energy bombs towards King Kai. Seeing the fighting spirit in the two men's eyes, King of the Kai silently stepped aside. At this time, Goku shouted directly, Babadai, change the battlefield to another place, otherwise I will never fight. You don't get to choose, just fight here. Vegeta, kill everyone here quickly. I refuse. My target is Kakarot. What happens to other people is none of my business. After hearing this, Babadai was in trouble. He didn't expect that someone under his control would disobey his orders. He had no choice but to move Goku and Vegeta to a deserted place. At this time, King of the Kai said, let them fight, and we will destroy the entrance and go down directly. After hearing this, Babadai still did not give up and planned to continue controlling Vegeta. As a result, Vegeta said directly, my target is only Kakarot. What happens to God Kai has nothing to do with me. Even if you can control my body, you cannot control my self-esteem. Then he directly increased his aura to the maximum. Uncle Vegeta has also surpassed the limits of Super Saiyan? That's amazing. Gohan said in surprise. Following Dabura's suggestion, Babadai opened the hatch directly, and King Kai, Gohan, and Odmote went directly to the fourth floor. Seeing that everyone had left, Goku also increased his strength and surpassed the limit of Super Saiyan. On the wilderness plain, only Goku and Vegeta were left confronting each other. Suddenly, the two collided with each other at an extremely fast speed, and the earth was shaking as they pushed back and forth. At this time, Vegeta kicked Goku with a whip kick, sending him flying. Goku was hit by Vegeta and fell into a hole in the ground. Vegeta, who was outside, directly shot out a Kigong wave, and Goku also followed with a Kigong wave. The Kigong waves of the two people collided with each other, and then the two people moved towards each other little by little, the Kigong waves in their hands also collided with each other, and finally when the two people were extremely close, they suddenly exploded, completely changing the surrounding terrain. The two men started fighting with fists again in the raised dust. Chapter 16. While Vegeta and Son Goku were fighting, Gohan and Odmote had already arrived at the fourth floor, and Babadai and Dabura were ready to fight. Babadai, you're finished, said King Kai. Kaioshin, don't try to stop me. Gohan, let's go together. After saying this, Odmote transformed and rushed forward, with Gohan following closely behind. Dabura stepped forward and fought with the two men, but because their fighting ability was similar to his, it was a bit difficult for him to deal with both of them at once. Outside, Vegeta and Son Goku were still fighting, and as their anger grew, the scope of the battle became larger and larger. At this time, Son Goku was accidentally restrained by Vegeta. Vegeta stepped forward and said, Kakarot, you know what? I was originally an elite warrior among the Scions, but since I came to Earth, I found that you, a low-level warrior, have surpassed me time and time again, and have saved me several times. Your behavior has hurt the pride of a Scion prince like me time and time again, and I chose to be controlled by Babadai just to prove that I am stronger than you. When Goku heard what Vegeta said, he was surprised and said, Vegeta, did you voluntarily let Babadai control you? That's right, Kakarot. I found that there is still a gap between my talent and yours. However, after the two people in the martial arts venue were controlled by Babadai, both their strength and talent were enhanced. So I chose to be controlled to make up for the gap between us. Not only that, on this earth, I have experienced battle after battle, and I also have children and family. Gradually, I fell in love with this planet, so I want to turn myself back into the Prince of Destruction I used to be, so that I don't have to worry too much and can have a hearty battle with you." After saying that, Vegeta raised his breath even higher. After hearing this, Goku raised his energy, broke free from his restraints, and started fighting with Vegeta on the spot. On the 4th floor of the spaceship, Dabura has been cornered by Gohan and Odmote. Babadai directly controlled the spaceship to change the location to facilitate Dabura's battle, but it was of no use to the customer. At this moment, Majin Buu's egg emitted bursts of light, which was a sign that Majin Buu was about to hatch. King Kai was shocked and said, "How is this possible? Even in Super Saiyan form, it is impossible for Majin Buu to be resurrected so quickly. It must be because Dad and the others are fighting in a state beyond Super Saiyan, so Majin Buu hatched faster." Odmote said. "Gohan, Odmote, hurry up, we can't let Majin Buu revive, otherwise the world will be over." "Gohan, go ahead. I'll leave Dabura to me." "Yet." Son Gohan rushed directly towards Majin Buu's egg, and then hit it with a Kamehameha. Suddenly, Majin Buu's egg cracked in the middle and pink smoke came out. "How is this possible?" Babadai felt terrible when he saw that there was nothing inside the egg. "Ha ha ha ha, Babadai, your plan has failed." Majin Buu was either destroyed by Gohan's Kamehameha, or he turned into a mummy because he was sealed for too long. King God said happily. At this moment, a powerful aura was captured by Gohan and Odmote. The smoke coming out of the egg gradually turned into a pink fat man. When King of the Kai saw this figure, he was completely frightened. In the distance, Goku and Vegeta, who were fighting, felt this powerful and evil aura and stopped fighting. Odmote came down from the sky and asked King Kai, "Lord King Kai, is this guy really Majin Buu?" The same words were said by Dabura on Babadai's side. King Kai nodded and said, "I will never forget this figure in my life. He is Majin Buu." After seeing the expression of God Kai, Babadai also confirmed the identity of Majin Buu, and then issued orders to Majin Buu. "Majin Buu, I order you to kill God Kai." "I don't want to, this is not fun, I don't want to kill him." Majin Buu refused. "Lord Babadai, this Majin Buu looks like a time bomb. I must kill him to prevent him from hindering our plans in the future." After saying this, Dabura rushed directly towards Majin Buu. Chapter 17. Dabura directly attacked Majin Buu, but was completely defeated and finally turned into candy and eaten. Gohan and Odmote were both horrified when they saw this. The fact that Dabura could fight with the two of them for so long showed that he was not weak. They didn't expect that he would be defeated by Majin Buu in just 2 rounds. The two did not dare to take it lightly anymore. They increased their aura to the strongest level, and then took advantage of Majin Buu's inattention to attack together. After a fierce fight, both of them were at a disadvantage. In the end, both of them were covered with wounds. Even God Kai was seriously injured, while the parts of Majin Buu's body that were attacked immediately became intact. Just when Majin Buu was about to attack King Kai and Gohan, Odmote made up his mind, rushed forward, hugged Majin Buu, and began to increase his aura. "Gohan, I'm very happy with the time I spent with you, even though I only lived with you for a few short months. However, the time I spent with you was the best time of my life, even though my life only lasted a few months." Odmote said to Gohan. "Odmote? What do you want?" "Gohan, apologize to my mother for me. I suddenly broke into your lives. Now I just want to change everything back to the way it was before I appeared. I will go to hell with this guy. Goodbye, Gohan." After saying this, Odmote began to increase the aura in his body. This move was learned from Vegeta, and its name is Ultimate Blast. It was called this when I played Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and now it has been changed to Self-Sacrificing Strike, but Odmote improved it so that the range is not as large as before. Odmote raised his aura to the maximum and used a killer move improved from the Ultimate Blast Planetary Explosion. Refer to Ultra Bomb. Then, amid Gohan's screams, he died together with Majin Buu. Before using his skills, Odmote gave Gohan a farewell smile. At this time, Goku and Vegeta were about to come here. Goku took out the only 2 senzu beans and was about to eat one, but unexpectedly Vegeta attacked him from behind, knocked Goku unconscious, and said, "Kakarot, Majin Buu's resurrection is all because of me, so let me fix everything." After that, he ate a senzu bean, then raised his aura to its peak and flew towards Majin Buu. Gohan was very sad when he saw that Odmote and Majin Buu died together and even their bodies were destroyed. But before he could make the next move, the remaining fragments of Majin Buu slowly gathered together and then returned to their original state. Gohan was shocked when he saw this. Before he could react, Majin Buu fired a key cannon and knocked Gohan away. At this moment, Vegeta arrived and saw Majin Buu's terrifying recovery ability, but he still rushed forward without hesitation. After being completely defeated by Majin Buu, Trunks and Son Goten came here. Vegeta saw the two of them coming here, so he said to Trunks, "Trunks, I haven't held you since you were born. Come here and let me hold you once." Trunks came forward and Vegeta hugged him, then said, "Trunks, say goodbye to Bulma and your mother for me." Then he knocked Trunks and Goten unconscious. "Picker, take these two away, the farther the better." After hearing this from a distance, Piccolo took Goten and Trunks away together. Before leaving, Piccolo said to Vegeta, "Odmote blew itself up along with it. Maybe the power was not strong enough, so it was resurrected again. I will make it impossible for it to be resurrected." After saying this, he began to increase his aura. A golden ball of light appeared beside Vegeta and wrapped him up. Vegeta smiled and thought to himself, "Goodbye, Earth, goodbye, Trunks, goodbye, Bulma," and then Kakarot. Ha! Amid Vegeta's roar, Majin Buu was blown into even smaller pieces than before. Vegeta's whole body turned grey and was blown from top to bottom by the wind. Since then, both owners have died. At this time, Bulma and her companions were collecting Dragon Balls in order to resurrect those killed by Vegeta. Chapter 18. After Goku woke up, he came to the temple. Piccolo and Goku explained everything. Goku was shocked by the power of Majin Buu. At this moment, the sky darkened, and they realized that someone had summoned the dragon. Since they still needed the dragon's help, Goku used instant teleportation to the Universal Capsule Company, but he was still a step too late, as the dragon had already resurrected everyone who had died that day. Since Odmote's body had turned to ashes and Vegeta had died once before, these two could not be resurrected, while the others were resurrected. Goku cancelled his last two wishes and planned to defeat Majin Buu before summoning Shenlong. Goku uses teleportation to bring everyone to the temple, and Bulma and Chi-Chi learn that Vegeta, Gohan, and Odmote are dead. As for why Shenlong did not resurrect Son Gohan, they didn't know, but the whole world could not feel the breath of Son Gohan, so everyone thought that Son Gohan was also dead. At this moment, Babidi used magic to search the entire earth for Trunks, Goten, and Piccolo. As a result, one person revealed Trunks' home, so Babidi and Majin Buu flew towards Zidu. Bulma remembered that the Dragon Ball radar was still at home, so Goku asked Trunks to get the Dragon Ball radar while he went to intercept Babidi and Majin Buu. The two of them acted separately. Goku used teleportation to get in front of Babidi, and then instantly transformed into a Super Scion that surpassed the Super Scion. I'm really not making up the word count here, no. Babidi used magic to project everything he saw into the minds of people on Earth, and Trunks stopped. Goku sensed Trunks' aura and stopped moving, so he simply yelled, "What are you doing? Move faster!" Trunks started flying towards home again. Goku changes to his normal form and begins explaining Super Saiyan to Babidi. "First of all, this is what I usually look like." Then he transformed directly. "This is the Super Saiyan." Then he transformed again. "This is a transformation beyond the Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan 2. Then Goku clenched his fists and half bent his waist, and this is an even further Super Saiyan. Goku began to raise his aura and his hair grew longer. The transformation was completed amid Goku's shouts. Goku's hair was seen to be waist length, his eyebrows had disappeared, and his entire body was emitting a golden aura with sparks of electricity around him. This is Super Saiyan 3. From now on, this is basically how we refer to the Super Saiyan transformation. People all over the world were stunned. Goku took direct action and overwhelmed Majin Buu with his powerful strength. Finally, Trunks also got the Dragon Ball radar and returned to the temple. Goku also completed his mission. Before leaving, Goku said to Majin Buu, "In the near future, a powerful warrior will come to fight you. I hope you will not cause any more destruction during this period. But I don't understand why you have to obey Babidi's orders when you are so powerful." After that, he left. After hearing what Goku said, Majin Buu said to Babidi, "Lord Babidi, I have a good plan." Babidi disdainfully put his ear closer, but was strangled by Majin Buu. Majin Buu said, "Now you can't recite the spell to seal me." Then he killed Babidi. After killing Babidi, Majin Buu directly destroyed a city. After seeing Majin Buu's behavior, Goku and others in the temple were a little angry. Then he returned to the temple and began to teach the two little ones. What Goku wanted to teach the two was the fusion he learned from the metamorphosis. After Goku demonstrated the moves in front of the two guys, the two little ones asked to see the Super Saiyan 3 transformation again. Goku had no choice but to transform once in front of them. Because of Majin Buu, the time Goku stayed in the world of the living was greatly reduced. After this incident, Goku had no choice but to return to the underworld. After returning to the underworld, Goku learned that Gohan was not dead yet, and he was extremely happy. Odmote was originally going to heaven, but because he wanted to become stronger, King Enma sent him directly to hell to help the Red Oni and the Blue Oni deal with Frieza and others. I have already signed the contract, so I can only update it, which can be regarded as a supplement. Chapter 19. In Hell, Odmote saw that Son Goku's former enemy was doing evil, so he went straight forward and attacked. The first to be attacked were the Jinya force. Odmote kicked Likum away with a flying kick, then turned around and knocked Bart away. In the end, only G-Eyes and Guldo were left looking at each other. "Who are you, boy?" Frieza asked. "I'm just a Scion passing through, that's all." "Scion? Impossible, planet Vegeta has been destroyed by me, there can't be a Scion as young as you. I am an artificial Scion created by the Zivol people. I heard that you were doing evil things in hell, so I came here to defeat you." "Defeat us? Ha 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 ha, you may not know that I am the Emperor of the universe, the most powerful person in the entire universe. You, a Scion, want to defeat us? It's wishful thinking. I know. My father told me your name, Frieza." "Your father?" "My father's name is Son Goku, he's the Scion who defeated you." What? Son Goku?" Frieza said, gritting his teeth. "Frieza, let me see your strength as the Emperor of the universe." Odmote got ready. "Go to hell." Frieza fired a death beam directly at Odmote. Odmote dodged them all with a flash, then came behind Frieza and fired a gas bomb directly at Frieza. Frieza was directly knocked away. At this level, Odmote didn't even need to transform into a Super Saiyan. Just then, a green monster came up behind Odmote, son of Son Goku. Odmote turned around and saw the green monster. "Are you Cell? Gohan told me that you were very powerful 7 years ago. You would make a good opponent." "Just right? You are too arrogant." Cell sneered, "Well, let me teach you how to fight. Don't die. I'm already dead, you don't have to worry about this." After saying that, he got ready for battle. The Red Ghost watched from the side. The powerful aura of the two men made him breathless, and then he swallowed. At this moment, the two androids attacked at the same time. Although Cell was in his perfect form at this time, he was not in the Super Saiyan state, so his combat power was comparable to that of Odmote, and he had a slight advantage. Odmote also gradually felt the strain. This was the first time except for Majin Buu. So, Odmote transformed directly, his combat power increased instantly, and he caught Cell off guard. "Roar! Super Saiyan? Then I will also." Cell proved his idea with his actions. The same golden aura as Odmote appeared on Cell's body. Round 2, then. After saying that, the two collided again. Although Cell has Scion cells, Odmote, with the help of the learning chip installed by the Zivol people, begins to be evenly matched with Cell, and gradually Cell begins to feel the strain. "Boy, you have pretty good strength. But you're still not as strong as me." After saying that, Cell directly raised his aura to a higher level. The golden flame on Cell's body changed from a surrounding flame style to a sky-high style, and electric sparks were flashing all around his body. Surpassing the Super Saiyan? Although there is some way, it is still a bit difficult to reach this level. But I can give it a try. After saying that, Odmote began to gather his aura. After learning that Odmote had come to hell, Goku went to hell to look for Odmote. At this moment, Goku suddenly felt the breath of Odmote and Cell, and immediately used instant movement to come in front of the two. After arriving, he saw that Odmote's aura was getting stronger and stronger, and his aura gradually turned into a sky-high style. Goku was surprised and said, "This kid has only been training for a few months, and he can actually transform into a Super Saiyan too. It's amazing." "What did you say? He's only been training for a few months?" Cell was shocked by Odmote's anger. When he heard Goku say that Odmote had only been training for a few months, his 3 views as the strongest artificial man were shattered. On the other hand, Odmote did not notice the arrival of Son Goku, and he was still further increasing his aura. Finally, with a roar, he successfully surpassed his limit. Chapter 20. Odmote exhaled, then looked directly at Cell and said, I have also reached this level. Now our strengths are equal. How amazing! Odmote, it took me a long time to reach this level, but you can transform into a Super Saiyan too so quickly. Goku praised. Dad, shouldn't you be in the world of the living? Why are you back so soon? Something happened, so I came back early. Goku and Odmote explained everything, completely ignoring Cell who was standing aside. By the way, let's go check on Gohan. He's not on Earth right now. Gohan isn't on Earth. Well, I don't know where he is. Let's go check it out. After saying that, he grabbed Odmote's shoulders and instantly moved to where Gohan was. And Cell was lying there in a mess. In the King of God's realm, Son Gohan was rescued by the resurrected Geppetto, and then brought to the King of God's realm by King of Gods. After a series of operations, Gohan pulled out the sword of Kaishin and is currently practicing. Goku and Odmote suddenly appeared, and Gohan almost chopped Goku's head with his sword, but fortunately only a few hairs were lost. Gohan and Goku explained the whole story, and Goku suddenly realized and said, no wonder Shenlong didn't resurrect you. It turns out it's because you're not dead. On Earth, the 2 little guys have successfully merged, but they suffered several setbacks due to their arrogance. Under the influence of Mr. Satan, Majin Buu gradually began to give up the idea of killing. But for some reason, Evil Buu was separated from Majin Buu's body, and took away most of the power, which eventually led to Good Buu being absorbed. After Evil Buu killed all the people on Earth, he immediately attacked the temple. Seeing this, Piccolo immediately let the 2 little ones enter the Spirit Time Chamber for training. After Evil Buu arrived, Piccolo tried his best to delay time, and finally had no choice but to bring Evil Buu to fight the 2 little guys. At the same time, in the Kaishin realm, due to the breaking of the Kaishin sword, the old Kaishin who was sealed inside has come out and is currently releasing Gohan's potential abilities. While Goku was sleeping, Odmote watched the battle between Majin Buu and Gotenks. Because Gotenks played too much, Piccolo destroyed the entrance. Finally, under the surprised gaze of Odmote, Gotenks transformed into a Super Saiyan 3 and successfully left the Spirit Time Chamber. Outside, Gotenks learns that Majin Buu ate everyone and begins to attack Majin Buu frantically. Gohan also completed the liberation of his potential and successfully transformed into Mystic Gohan. After Geppetto sent Gohan back to Earth, Gohan flew quickly towards Majin Buu. At this time, Gotenks was once again disintegrated because of the waves. At the critical moment, Gohan successfully arrived. At this time, Gohan has been reborn, and he defeats Majin Buu with almost complete victory. Finally, in the end, Majin Buu disappeared without a trace. After knowing that Dandy was not dead, several people began to look for Dandy, and finally found Dandy in a rock layer below the temple. Several people began to look for survivors, and finally only found Mr. Satan. An hour later, Majin Buu reappeared. This time, Majin Buu actually wanted to fight with 2 little guys, so Gohan allowed Majin Buu to do what he wanted. As a result, Gotenks and Piccolo, who turned into Super Saiyan 3, were absorbed by Majin Buu, and Majin Buu evolved into Gotenks Buu. Gohan now realized that he had made a mistake, and started another round of battle with Buu. In the end, although he could hold out for a while, he was basically beaten by Buu. Goku and Odmote, who were far away in the Kaishin realm, were extremely anxious. At this time, old Kaishin proposed to give his life to Goku, let Goku and Gohan merge with the Potara earrings, and then go to fight Buu. After accepting, Goku came to Earth. He was originally planning to fuse with Odmote, but Odmote said, Gohan is stronger than me right now, so the best way now is to fuse with Gohan. Goku didn't say anything and used instant teleportation to come to Earth. When he was about to fuse with Gohan, the time for Gotenks to fuse came and Gotenks Buu turned into Piccolo Buu. After seeing Buu's transformation, Goku said, Gohan alone can deal with you in this state, there is no need to fuse at all. Buu smiled, and at this moment, a big pink cover appeared behind Gohan and wrapped him up. Majin Buu absorbed Gohan directly. Odmote saw this and said anxiously, if I had known earlier, I would have merged with Dad. I didn't expect Majin Buu to absorb Gohan directly. What a damn guy. Chapter 21. After Buu absorbed Gohan, he said to Goku, "You want to use fusion to deal with me, right? I'll give you this chance. Within 10 seconds, you find someone to fuse with and then fight me. After 10 seconds, I will kill you directly." Goku looked at Dendi and Satan not far away, and thought to himself, Dendi is not a combat type named Kian, but if he merges with Satan, he might become even weaker, but there is no other way now. Satan, next. Goku was about to throw the Potara earrings to Satan when he suddenly felt a familiar aura. This aura, yes, is Vegeta. Goku instantly moved in front of Vegeta. Satan, who had turned into a beady-eyed man, asked Dendi in confusion, "He seems to want to give me something, right?" "I guess so." A few minutes later, in the Yama Palace, King Yama preserved Vegeta's body and asked the fortune teller to bring Vegeta back to the world of the living. So the previous scene happened. In the Kaishin realm, Odmote was overjoyed when he saw Vegeta being brought to the living world. That's great. If Dad and Uncle Vegeta merge, they might be even more powerful than when they merged with Gohan. Vegeta was slightly surprised when he saw Goku, but he immediately returned to his previous coolness. Goku explained the whole story to Vegeta and expressed his desire to merge with Vegeta, but was rejected by Vegeta. "Kakarot, I saw it all in hell. What Super Saiyan 3? You didn't even use your full strength when you fought me. You were just trampling on my dignity. Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 consumes too much energy. I can't sustain it for long. After all, you still haven't used all your strength to fight me." At this moment, Buu rushed directly towards the two of them, and Vegeta refused to fuse no matter what. In the end, Goku said angrily, "Vegeta, do you know? All the people on Earth were killed, Chi-Chi, Krillin, Odmote and Bulma, everyone was killed by Majin Buu." When Vegeta heard Bulma, he was visibly stunned. Goku then said, "Trunks, Goten, Piccolo, and Gohan were all absorbed, so that's why Buu became so strong, did you know that?" Buu was still searching for Goku and the other man when he suddenly heard Goku's voice and immediately locked onto Goku's location. Vegeta was still struggling with his self-esteem, and finally said with determination, "Give me the thing." Goku was overjoyed when he heard this, and immediately threw the earrings over, then said, "Vegeta, we agreed in advance that after fusion, we can no longer separate." "What? Why didn't you tell me about this earlier?" Vegeta put on the earrings anyway. Buu was already very close, but he was still a step too late. Vegeta and Goku had already merged. "Since it's the fusion of Vegeta and Kakarot, why not just call him Vegeta?" said Vegeta. Buu attacked Vegeta directly. Vegeta didn't resist and fell to the ground from Buu's attack. Buu sneered, "What kind of fusion is this? You're still just a waste." When the smoke cleared, Vegeta twisted his neck and said, "Sorry, I'm not familiar with this body yet, but it's okay now." After that, he punched directly in the direction of Buu. The strong wind from the punch cut Buu's face. Then Vegeta suddenly exerted force and transformed directly. This is Super Vegeta. Then, with overwhelming force, he defeated Majin Buu without any chance of fighting back. Odmote, who was far away in the Kaishin realm, watched the fight between the two and couldn't stop showing joy on his face. After Buu recovered, he turned Vegeta into candy and intended to eat him, but was beaten up by Vegeta who had turned into candy again. Angry Buu turned Vegeta back into candy. Buu drilled directly into Vegeta's body, intending to burst Vegeta's body. Unexpectedly, Vegeta used his ki to force Buu into a desperate situation. Then Vegeta beat Buu all over his body and pierced Majin Buu directly with his air sword. Even the tail-like thing on Buu's head was cut off. Finally, Vegeta said, "Okay, I'm tired of playing, so I'll give you another 10 numbers of survival time. After 10 numbers, I will kill you directly." After that, he started counting. Chapter 22. Vegeta was counting, and Buu's pressure was like an overwhelming tidal wave. Just then, Buu saw the tail that was previously broken by Vegeta, and began to control the tail, intending to absorb Vegeta as well. Vegeta also noticed it. His original intention was to rescue the people who were absorbed into Buu's body, so he pretended not to see the tail. Just as Vegeta counted to 10, Buu made his move. The moment he was wrapped, Vegeta directly deployed the protective shield. Buu successfully absorbed Vegeta, and then happily began to destroy the city. In the Kaishin realm, God Jebet, Old Kaishin and Odmote started to get nervous when they saw Vegeta being absorbed. Odmote saw that there was no change in Buu and immediately understood Vegeta's intention. Lord Scion, Vegeta was not successfully absorbed by Buu. Vegeta was planning to rescue the people absorbed by Buu, so he pretended to be absorbed. And you see, there is no change on Buu's body. Really, take a look inside Buu's body. As he said this, God Jepitel found Vegeta's location inside Buu's body. Vegeta removed the protective shield immediately after entering Buu's body. Suddenly, there is a flash of light and Vegeta transforms into Goku and Vegeta again. Why did you break up? Kakarot, didn't you say that once you fuse, you can't change back? What's going on? I don't know either. Old Kai told me so. It's possible that the air in Buu's body is not suitable for fusion, so he changed back. Humph. Vegeta pulled off the earring from his ear, then squeezed the Potara hard to destroy it. The old Kai in the Kaishin realm was very angry. Odmote said on the side, Scions always fight alone. If they join forces to fight an enemy, it basically means that both of them have given up their pride. This is also the reason why I don't want to merge with my father. My father also knows it, so he didn't stop me. Seeing this, Goku shouted, Vegeta, why did you break Potara? How are you going to fight Buu when you get out? I don't care. I won't merge with you again anyway. Hey, Vegeta, I actually have another way to deal with Buu. I reject. You haven't even listened to me yet, why are you refusing? You mean fusion? You might as well let me die if you want me to do that embarrassing posture. Vegeta, but you're already dead. After hearing what Goku said, Vegeta looked like he wanted to eat Goku. The two of them wandered around in Buu's body and finally found the people who had been absorbed in Buu's brain. After putting a few people down, Buu's appearance also changed. Vegeta suddenly saw that there was a fat Buu inside Buu's body. Just then, Buu came to where Goku and Vegeta were. The two started another round of battle inside Buu's body. Because Buu was much stronger than the other two, it took them a lot of effort to destroy Buu. As a result, Buu recovered. You are too naive. This is inside my body. I am invincible here. The two once again felt Buu's terrifying recovery ability, so they teamed up to perform a combination technique Ultimate Kamehameha, combination type. Finally, Vegeta put Fat Buu down, and then the two of them led everyone out from the jet hole on Buu's head. After they came out, they saw Buu's body began to change, and finally turned into a short man. God Jebat was horrified when he saw this. In response to Odmote's question, God Jepitel told the story of the 5 great Kais fighting against Majin Buu. It turns out that during the time of Babadai's father Bibadai, Majin Buu had caused a big disturbance. And this little Buu is the original Buu, the purest and most evil Buu, who only knows how to destroy. On Earth, Buu, who had become smaller again, gathered energy and planned to destroy the Earth. Goku directly pulled Satan, Dende, and his dogs Beeroo and Vegeta and instantly moved to the Kaishin realm. But inside the crystal ball, the Earth has disappeared without a trace. Vegeta started to fight Goku directly and yelled, Kakarot, you idiot, you actually abandoned Gohan and the others on Earth in order to save this idiot. Goku said that he was in a hurry at that time and forgot about it. This sentence caused Vegeta to scold him again. Chapter 23. During the time that Goku and Vegeta were in King Kai's realm, Buu had already destroyed several planets and was now on Grand King Kai. Buu was about to destroy the Great King Kai, and Goku and Vegeta, who were far away in the King Kai realm, began to increase their aura. God Jebat has already transferred Dende, Odmote, and Old Kai, and Satan has been forgotten in the Kaishin realm. After sensing the breath of the two, Buu used instant teleportation to directly arrive at the King God realm. Goku and Vegeta used rock paper scissors to decide who would fight Buu. Buu had fallen asleep while waiting. Goku first transformed into a Super Saiyan 2 and fought against Buu. The battle between the two destroyed the King of God's realm beyond recognition. Gradually, Goku was no longer able to defeat Buu, so he immediately transformed into a Super Saiyan 3, and the two began a new round of battle. Vegeta watched the two fighting from the sidelines, and thought to himself, I was originally a genius of the Science. Since I came to Earth and met Kakarot, my dignity as a genius has been trampled on again and again by Kakarot, a low-level warrior. Now, Kakarot is as good as Majin Buu. Although I am not convinced, Kakarot, you are the #1 Scion in the universe. Come on! Kakarot, defeat Majin Buu. Gradually, Goku was no longer able to defeat Buu, and Vegeta saw this, so he asked, Kakarot, you don't have to worry about me, just fight Buu with all your strength. I know that if I want to defeat Buu, I must gather my energy for a minute to maximize the power of Super Saiyan 3, but I can't find the opportunity now. So you don't care about me at all? Vegeta was stunned. Kakarot, it's time to change players. You've been fighting for so long, it's my turn now. Just concentrate on your energy for a minute. Vegeta said before transforming into Super Saiyan 2 and rushing forward. Vegeta's strength is not as good as Buu's to begin with, and now that he is dead, he cannot fully exert his physical abilities, so the battle between Vegeta and Buu is basically one-sided. Goku watched Vegeta being completely defeated by Buu. Although he was anxious, he still gathered his energy obediently. But for some reason, all the energy that Goku had gathered dissipated, and Goku changed back. At this time Buu suddenly saw Satan and was about to kill Satan, but suddenly, a force stopped Buu. Buu spat out the thing that was stopping him, it was Fat Buu. Fat Buu started to fight with Kid Buu. Vegeta had an idea at this time, so he said to God Jebet, hurry up and go to Namek to find the Dragon Balls. Although Old Kai didn't know why, he still went to Namek with God Jepetel. After sensing the terrifying aura of Majin Buu, the Namekians prepared the Dragon Balls early. Dendi chanted a spell and summoned the Namekian Dragon Porunga. Vegeta expressed his wishes. The first wish is for Shenlong to restore the planet destroyed by Majin Buu. The second is to revive all those who died before the martial arts tournament, except for the extremely evil ones. As for the third one, it's up to you. Mr. Vegeta, Porunga can only revive one person at a time. It's okay, Dendi. After the incident with Frieza, we upgraded Porunga. Now Porunga can revive multiple people, said the Namekian Elder Murray. In that case, make your wish come true quickly. Goku said, Vegeta, you are so smart. This way Gotenks and Gohan can deal with Majin Buu. No, I want you to use the Spirit Bomb. Spirit Bomb? Oh, there's also this trick. After Dendi resurrected the earth and all its inhabitants, Goku was surprised to find that Vegeta was also resurrected. Vegeta, it seems that Shenlong did not consider you as an extremely evil person. Kakarot, stop talking nonsense and get started. Goku immediately began to gather his energy, preparing to launch the Spirit Bomb. At this time, Vegeta discovered a difficult problem, which was how to make people on Earth hear his voice. Because King Kai and Dende do not have this ability, Vegeta's plan cannot be implemented. Suddenly, a voice came, leave this to me. Chapter 24. Vegeta was still wondering who it was after hearing the voice, but Goku heard it and said happily, King Kai. Thank you. Goku, I didn't expect that you would remember to use the Spirit Bomb I gave you at the last minute. That's great. King Kai of the North said on the Great King Kai's planet. Then, King Kai of the North used his ability to transmit Vegeta's voice to Earth. People on Earth, perhaps you are wondering if you were killed by Majin Buu? I can tell you that this is true. Right now in a place no one knows, there is a warrior who is fighting Buu and urgently needs your help. Please raise your hands to the sky. You may feel tired, but it will not affect you. Vegeta said. After hearing this, people on Earth took action. Thanks to Porunga, Gohan and the others were also resurrected. After hearing Vegeta's voice, they all raised their hands to the sky to supply energy to Goku. After receiving the energy, Goku was also somewhat happy because the Earth was back and because Buu's end had come. But after a while, there was no vitality left except for Goku's friends and relatives. It turns out that the people on Earth were afraid that it was a trick of Majin Buu, so no one stepped in to help. After hearing this, Vegeta shouted angrily, hurry up, Earthlings, raise your hands if you don't want to die. Vegeta's words once again disgusted people. Vegeta had no choice but to say humbly, please raise your hands. Otherwise we will all die, please. Some people saw Vegeta's attitude change, so they tried to raise their hands, but unexpectedly they felt weak. Those people directly persuaded the people around them not to raise their hands, once again thinking it was a trick of Majin Buu. At this moment, Fat Buu couldn't hold on any longer. In order to buy time for Goku, Vegeta forced himself to rush up again with his newly resurrected body. Everyone, please help me. Goku continued shouting to the people on Earth. On Earth, the friends Goku made when he was searching for the Dragon Balls as a child also knew the source of the sound, so they raised their hands, but it was still a drop in the bucket. After hearing the vulgar words of the Earthlings, Satan shouted angrily, "You bastards, raise your hands quickly." After the people on Earth heard Satan's voice, they all thought that it was Satan who was fighting Majin Buu. In order to help Goku, Satan also admitted it. So, under Satan's surprised gaze, an oversized spirit bomb was completed. At this time, Vegeta had been beaten by Buu and couldn't move. Goku shouted directly, "Get out of there quickly, it's time to attack." With the help of Satan, Vegeta escaped from the attack range of the spirit bomb, and Goku threw the spirit bomb directly at Kid Buu. When Kid Buu saw the spirit bomb coming towards him, he simply pushed it back. When Goku saw that his spirit bomb was pushed back, he was filled with despair. At this moment, Odmote said directly to Dandy, "Doesn't Shenlong have one more wish? Use this last wish to restore Dad's strength." After hearing this, Dandy quickly made a wish. In the Kaishin realm, just when Goku was about to give up resistance, he suddenly felt that all his strength had been restored, so he transformed into a Super Scion and pushed the spirit bomb back again. Since then, Majin Buu died. Vegeta saw that Fat Buu was still there and was about to destroy it, but was stopped by Satan. Goku was also speaking well of him, and Vegeta finally decided to ignore Fat Buu for the time being. If Buu did evil again, he would no longer show mercy. Goku and his group returned to the temple. Chi-Chi went straight up and hugged Goku, while Bulma asked Vegeta with concern. When Buu came out, everyone except a few people in the Kaishin realm became nervous. Gohan and Odmote also resumed their school life, but Gohan basically didn't attend classes and went out to fight criminals with Videl every day. Different phenomena began to appear in Odmote's body. 4 months later, Goku summoned Shenlong again and asked the people on Earth to delete all their memories of Buu. He then made a wish for little Buu to be reborn as a human being, hoping to fight him again. Time quickly came to the year 775 AD, and a crisis was approaching. The Majin Buu arc ends. Chapter 25. After experiencing the war with Majin Buu, Goku and his crew returned to their ordinary lives. Vegeta is still training to surpass Goku, but Goku is asked by Chi-Chi to work in the fields to supplement the family income. Odmote and Gohan are still in school. Although Odmote didn't want to go to school, when he saw the scene of Chi-Chi training Goku, Odmote silently accepted the reality. On this day, Odmote was in class when he suddenly felt powerless. Odmote fainted without any warning. This reaction startled Gohan, who was sitting in the front, and he quickly sent Odmote to the hospital. The doctor's examination concluded that the cause of Odmote's illness was unknown. Just then, a space capsule landed near Capsule Corporation. A man with fierce eyes walked out, and his aura was extremely powerful. Vegeta was training when he suddenly felt this powerful and evil aura and immediately came to the place where the spaceship landed. A man with a tail came out, and Vegeta was shocked and asked, "Scion? Are you a Scion too? Most of the Scions are extinct. Where on Earth did you come from?" "My name is Redney, and I came to Earth to find someone. If you know where he is, tell me and I will let you die a quick death." "I see. You are an artificial Scion, right? As for the man you mentioned, I'm sorry, but he should be considered half of my apprentice now. And if you want to kill me, let's see if you have the ability to do so." After saying that, Vegeta rushed forward. Seeing Vegeta rushing towards him with a look of disdain on his face, Redney started fighting with Vegeta directly. A minute later, Redney was stepped on by Vegeta and shouted, "Impossible! I should be stronger than you. Why can't I beat you? With your current strength, you are not even 1/10 as strong as that kid. I am the Prince of the Scions, the most powerful Scion. Damn it, I'm going to kill you. With your strength, you still want to kill me? Maybe in the next life." Just as Vegeta was about to kill Redney, Goku arrived and stopped Vegeta. "Vegeta, wait a minute, I have something to ask him." "Humph." Vegeta snorted, then stopped gathering the energy bullets in his hands. Goku changed his usual smiling face and said to Redney seriously, "What is your purpose in coming to Odmote? And are you the one who caused Odmote to faint?" "Oh, did it happen? Ha 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 ha, it seems that the experiment was successful. Let me tell you. The artificial Scion had a defect when it was born, and only the king can solve this defect. But if you want to completely eliminate this defect, you must use the cells of artificial Scion number 1. Because the first artificial Scion inherited the best genes, the king asked me to take number 1 back and then re-implant all his cells into our bodies to completely solve this defect. Were you also created from the Scion genes extracted from Namek?" Vegeta asked. It is said that the genes of the warriors were used up when number 1 was created. We are just the result of the fusion of the Scion cells that were extracted before. Is there no other way? Of course, but why should I tell you? It would be best if he were dead. Even if he were a corpse, his cells could cure our defects. If you don't want to tell me, then go die. Vegeta acted decisively, and Redney was blasted into pieces. After destroying Redney, Goku and Vegeta came to Capsule Corporation. Chi-Chi and Gohan have brought Odmote to Capsule Corporation to have Bulma and Dr. Brief examine Odmote. In the end, I came to the same conclusion as Redney. Since Shenlong has already been used for Buu's matter, Goku and the others have no way to deal with it now. Just when they were at a loss, Vegeta suddenly said, "Didn't that guy named Redney say there was a way to restore this defect?" "I know that too, but he didn't say it," said Goku. "Idiot. If we just go to the planet he came from, we can find out what the solution is." "Yes. Vegeta, let's go now." At this time, Bulma said, "How are you going? This time is not like the last time we went to Namek. There are no spaceships or anything like that. Don't we still have Redney's spaceship? Just ask your father to modify it," said Goku.